multiple licenses, for the BI systems. So it is flooded with the dashboards, but leaders are starving for the clarity. So it is very important. We would like to, reduce basically the decision timing from basically weeks to days, or even days to hours. Today, if you look at the enterprises, we can broadly categorize into three different categories. One, stage one, where still legacy warehouse systems they are operating. Many of our customers, I think previous conversation when Sandeep was asking, many of us basically raising hand are still towards migrating. So it's a stage one, where still a lot of legacy, fragmented and siloed insights are there. Second, Lakehouse ready, or somebody is doing already modernization, but you still have a lot of dependencies on ways to move upward.
And here you can see the AI adoption gap. So this is the Gartner study where we can see the AI innovation happening much faster while the adoption is not keeping the same pace. So we will see about the adoption part, but before going to that, we will see how the evaluation of reporting happened. Since last 20 plus years, we were using traditional BI, which is static, slow, and human driven. We are analyzing data using traditional BI, but recent innovation bring us conversational BI, agentic automation, which is changing the paradigm, where now data understands us. And the journey for the business organization are moving from data consumption to decision automation.
So what GD or AI BI unlocks, right? So previous session, those who are here, Sandeep was talking about Genie AI BI dashboard, and he was trying to show a demo. You can continue, you can think of a continuation. So Genie truly democratize intelligence, not even the data. Why? Because users can able to ask questions in the natural language, not in terms of static dashboards or drill-down dashboards. You can also do cross-functional intelligence. It's not just with one domain. You can basically have multiple Genie connecting to multiple domains in a way that you can able to cascade the information from one Genie space to another Genie space, and you can able to cascade information from finance to ops to supply chain, something like that. And it will give you a narrative summary, which means it's not basically going to give static, bar chart or chart. It is going to give you a narrative summary, and it truly going to create a data culture, which means it will enable the non-technical users can able to interact seamlessly with this particular interfaces. And it definitely brings down the TCO, because you can able to move away slowly from the dependencies of a traditional BI systems. As Anuj mentioned, we were almost 20 years stuck with the traditional BI systems, be it legacy, old, just for reports or whatever it is, but still we are stuck with the reporting where really we do not understand the numbers are correct or not, apart from the BI developer, right? So sometimes they also don't understand whether the numbers are being correct or not. So it's a time definitely we are highlighting that we have to move towards the conversational BI.
Introducing
before that, I think one other important point as well, Genie does not replace any of your BI team, it basically amplifies them, right? It does not replace your existing BI team, it's going to amplify them.
Yeah, so introducing Aladdin. So what is Aladdin? Aladdin is a multi-agent framework which is first in Nordics, Databricks accepted brick builder solution. So it is not a product, it is a framework which can fit into any industry solution. We will see in detail about the architecture, but before going into detail, it is something which takes data from the Genie, perform the reasoning, and give you the actionable insight. We can say that with Aladdin, we can move predictive insight to prescriptive processing on your medallion architecture using, of course, all the services from Databricks. So this is basically your core part where you have the data. Of course, you can also have unstructured data from VectorDB and Network, where we can see the primary agent, which is the mind, or we can say master of this framework. This is a customer facing primary agent which serve for the customer query and take the query from the customer. It also connect with the agent orchestration, where it plan all the work and get it executed by the different agents. So these are the different agents which I said as a secondary agents. These secondary agents can connect to different tools basically, such as, for example, this insight agent can connect to your Genie space and get data from your Genie spaces. Something similar you can have if you have unstructured data, you can plug in your vector index to insight agent, and it can read your PDFs and Word document. Similarly, the another agent is analytical agent, which is a mind of this Aladdin, where you configure the context of your business problem, the reasoning. So basically, this tool connect with LLM and along with your business context, provide recommendation to the primary agent and serve your user basically. And then the third part is about governance. Here we have Unity Catalog and AI Gateway, which is basically Unity Catalog is for data governance, AI Gateway is for LLM based governance. And we also have used LLM as a judge, ML flow tracking and guardrail for giving this framework enterprise readiness. Now we will see how Genie and Aladdin work together. So first, what you need is Databricks, of course, Lakehouse platform, which is a soul of it. Second part is Genie, which is the interface where you can interact with data in a natural query language. The third part is Aladdin, which basically perform the reasoning and get the insight. And when we combine this Genie and Aladdin together, then it create a closed loop decision system, which is basically where Genie providing insight, Aladdin performing reasoning and giving the recommended action. And all during this whole process, we have been capturing all the lineage metadata, which gives the governance ready for this framework. Now we are going to see some of the success story, what we have worked with our customer. So this first success story is talking about FMCG customer, which is a large cap FMCG customer, and they are using a lot of thousands of dashboard. They are using traditional BI, thousands of dashboard, multiple data set. We have chosen their for the first implementation or first phase. We have chosen their sales data set, which has still having hundreds of dashboard, multiple data sets. They have many duplicate reports and dashboards. The problem was we can say the messy data set, duplicate reports, slow turnaround time. These are the key problem sets. What we have done here, the solution was bringing their BI layer to the Databricks Genie. So how we have approached this problem? We have started with enriching the schema into their database tables. So delta table was there in gold, and we have started enriching business information into the all the schema tables. Then we started. Then we segregated the Genie spaces into purpose-driven Genie spaces. We have break down the messy data set and form the Genie spaces from out of it. So, for example, if you have one big sales data set, that can be break down into purpose-driven. For example, forecast data set, market pricing data set. Like that, you can break it. Once you have Genie spaces, then we have connected with the SME and enriched those Genie spaces with the further information about the business context. We have also applied some of the Databricks best practices such as benchmarking, trusted query to optimize the Genie performance. Talking about result, as we know, Genie doesn't hallucinate. We have with the proper configuration, we have achieved 99% accuracy for the primary KPIs. As the customer decided they wanted to go with the Genie along with the BI dashboard, so they can reduce their licensing cost with the existing licensing cost and get the 30% reduction to the cost as well. And the other part is because Genie is a conversational tool where you can talk into the natural language, so the adaptation happened very fast. Within few weeks, 20% adaptation increase we have seen in this use case. The second use case. So first use case is what about how we have set up Genie to change the BI layer. The second use case, what we are talking is about bringing the multi-agent, where we are connecting multiple Genie system and bringing the insight out of it. So this is again a strategically project for a automobile manufacturer. So they were having 20 plus KPIs, which is required across, which is needed from their multiple line of businesses. These 20 KPIs are the key decision factor. They try to monitor their health from it, out of it. So what we have done here, so the problem with them is like they have these KPIs within their dashboards, but if they wanted to perform analytics simultaneously along with multiple line of businesses, that will take some manual effort. So what we have done, we have introduced Aladdin approach here, which is multi-agent approach. We created multiple Genie spaces for each line of business. We have enriched them with the business logic, of course. And then we have created the primary agent and the analytical agent. Analytical agent has been enriched with the help of SME, with the SME and analyst, with the business context of customer business, basically. Then we have implemented Aladdin, and we can see here the result, the 10x faster executive insight cycle increase, because now executives are not dependent on any analyst or any other team. They can query the Aladdin and get the insight recommendation out of it. Also, on the other hand side, there is a reduction into the ad hoc request as well as ad hoc request to the business analyst as well.
So as discussed, basically we have showcased two of the case studies. One is purely with the Genie. Second one is with the Genie plus Aladdin, where we can able to show multi-agent orchestration as well. So what lessons we have learned? Before getting into the lessons learned, I also wanted to set some examples on the guiding principles. Start small and focused. Prioritized strong data foundation, which is really important. Without foundation, you cannot do any on AI or conversational AI or basically agentic AI, because agentic AI or conversational AI demands the data to be strong. Third, define success metrics early. Many of the organizations do not define the success metrics. They just start, they just do POC, they close it. So it's very important, define your success metrics, what KPI, what particular line of business, what exactly you wanted to do. Third, build modular and extensible architecture so that you can able to move away from POC to be production grade systems. Fourth is basically build with benchmark and feedback loops in a way that system can able to learn. Because Databricks today offer you all such capabilities in terms of how you can able to feedback your conversational response and all those things. So those are all very important guiding principles. What do you want to know?
Thank you, Glenn. For lesson learned from the Genie implementation, I would say goal first modeling, which is basically your data quality should be good. because in gold layer you have correct data and modeled and filtered. So suggesting to use that one. If you are using metric view, I'm not sure how many of you know about it, but that is a awesome improvement into the Databricks Genie space if you are using metric view. Second, about metadata is key. So metadata is, of course, Genie takes information from metadata, whatever you have configured into your tables. So take it that seriously and give it good business value to it. Apart from that, use best practices like trusted asset benchmarking to make sure your Genie quality remains same. Curate Genie smartly, so that point which I have talked about, we have to take Genie as a different from the data set of your legacy reporting system. This is going to be a much thinner and more focused space rather than bigger data set. Apart from that, treat Genie as a product. So treat Genie as a product. What you can do, you can launch it as a pilot with some of the super user, get the feedback and then incorporate it. And once you have the confidence, then you can release it to the rest of the users.
Data foundation still matters because AI acceleration does not replace any of your data foundations. It demands even more, right? If you don't have data foundation properly structured, for example, you don't have unified data platforms with high quality data sets, or if you do not care about metadata, lineage, auditability, traceability, then definitely you cannot start your AI responsibly, right? AI will not do any magic in terms of bringing or fixing all these things. So security, privacy, access control is another very important topic where you need to basically set governance first approach basically. Anything you build, governance, keep it as underlying foundation. Observability, reliability, operational excellences, cost monitoring, all those features really important to keep your house safe and under the control. Of course, Databricks started coming up with a lot of cost monitoring dashboards and other stuff where you can able to keep track of your costing. So your first steps towards modern BI, we spoke a lot about in enterprise maturity, we spoke about evolutions, we spoke about what are the different conversational in the agentic AI use case we can do. Of course, we also talk about Aladdin, which is a brick builder solution from our side. So what would be your first step after this call towards modernizing your BI? We simplify into 3 different categories. The first stage is basically always foundation checks, right? Make sure your data pipelines, make sure your data sets, everything is in place with proper metadata. Without metadata, your conversational BI will not pick it up. Second, accelerate with Genie. Start identifying 1 or 2 high value use cases from Genie or from a line of business. Start small and scale faster. Third, automate with Aladdin. If you have a need where you wanted to connect more than 1 Genie workspaces, considering you wanted to connect your operational data with your procurement data, your supply chain data with the finance data, so then there is a need of connecting more than 1 data sets where you need to orchestrate. So you can reach out, we can basically use Aladdin, which is a reusable framework. So everything can start to all of you. It can start in 4 to 6 weeks of pilot, where we can able to keep it simple. We can start small and then scale fast and automate gradually. As mentioned, if you don't put governance first, everything will fall apart. So it's very important, we need to make sure these important stages are being validated. So by now, a lot of things might come to your mind, whether conversational BI will replace traditional BI, whether Genie can able to take away your existing Power BI dashboards, whatever comes into your mind, please reach out booth number 9, we're there to support and help. Thanks a lot to all of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.